This is the Radiomaster AX12, and if you're someone that has this radio, there is a new firmware update that you need to be aware of. In my original review on this radio, I did a deep dive into how the whole system works, talked about the Android system, the RC control system, and ExpressLRS, and how they are intertwined, intermingled. The RC control system on the AX12 is running on its own microcontroller, as is the ExpressLRS system, but there are links specifically between the hardware and triggers that were needed from the Android system to get the RC system to work. Radiomaster have taken on board some of the feedback that I myself and others have given them around some of the behavior, and they've made some tweaks that does improve how this system works together. Now, in this video, I'm going to give you an overview of what the changes are and the impacts that they make. And whilst not everything that I suggested has been able to be fixed, they have made some really quite good improvements that pretty much make a lot of the criticism around the way it worked be null and void. Now, if you're interested in seeing my original review on this radio, do check it out. There will be a link to that in the description. But anyway, let's get on with it and let's talk about what's changed. For those who saw my original video, or for those who haven't, just to explain that the AX12 obviously is a combined Android tablet remote with ExpressLRS system. The remote runs on its own separate microcontroller compared to the Android system. It is not running on the main tablet. The ExpressLRS module is its own independent module as well. However, parts of the system are linked. So for instance, the remote control system and the ExpressLRS system are all powered by the same power circuit as the tablet. If the tablet reboots, that is also going to trigger a reboot on the RC control system and ExpressLRS module as well. It is also worth noting that in this firmware, and this is one of the things that has now changed, that the RC system and ExpressLRS module needs a prompt from the Radiomaster app before it kicks in at boot. It only needs this once. Once the app is kicked in, the RC system and ExpressLRS system kicks in, and it will continue to work completely independent of the Android system. You can even close the Radiomaster app. However, if the tablet did reboot, that reboot would trigger a power reset on these devices. Now, the big changes that Radiomaster have made in this new firmware is that rather than it requiring a prompt from that Radiomaster app to kick in on boot, it will now kick in with some default settings, which means it will kick in by itself, but it will also kick in faster as well. To demonstrate this, we have the remote here. We've got my spectrum analyzer there to show you the RF output from the ExpressLRS module. And I've also got my phone, which I'm going to put onto a stopwatch just to show you how long it takes on the current firmware and then how long it takes on the new firmware as well. So what we're going to do is power on the radio. I'm going to press and hold, and we should hopefully see the radio kick in. And I'm going to click start. There we go. And we're going to time this down here. And then in a moment, you will see the radio power up. And then you will see the Radiomaster app kick in. We'll get a beep from it. And then you will see the ExpressLRS RF output appear on the spectrum analyzer at the top. So now comes the Radiomaster app. That has kicked in. Boom. And there we go. That noise, you could then see that triggered the ExpressLRS system there as well. I didn't quite see how long that is. I'll actually have to go back and look in the footage and I'll pop it up on the screen. It was around 30 seconds, but then you can see that the ExpressLRS system is running. Now, as I've said, this now has booted into this Radiomaster app. I'm just going to try and make this screen dimmer so you can see it a bit easier there. There we go. No matter what I do with this app, the radio signal will still stay kicked in. So if I basically try and crash this app, if I close the Radiomaster app, you can see nothing has changed on the RF system. I can tell you all of the controls still work. As I said earlier, you need that app to kick in for it to work, but it doesn't need to be running to allow the RC system to work, so it is semi-independent. As I have mentioned though, if we do a power reset on the tablet, even if the Android tablet reboots, that will trigger a power reset on the radio system. You can see there that that has now gone off, and that will then return back to the same situation that it needs the Radiomaster app to kick in before the RF output does. And again, we'll see on the timer how long that takes. Roughly think I timed it about the same, but again, you'll see, we'll wait for that to open. Boom, Radiomaster AX is kicking in. We'll get some noise, and then we will have the ExpressLRS. There you go. That was 29 seconds roughly there. Now, to improve this, Radiomaster have released an update that makes some changes. Rather than the RC system waiting for the Radiomaster AX app to kick in, it now uses the last used values. It basically stores those values when you use it for the first time, and it uses them as the default values on PowerUp. What that then means is that it no longer needs the Radiomaster AX app to be able to kick the RC system in. Now, to actually get this update, there are a couple of options. You can either download it on your PC via the Radiomaster GitHub page, shove it on a memory stick and install it into the top of the radio, or you can do it via the Radiomaster software itself, and this is the simplest and easiest way to do it. So the first thing you need to do is make sure that you have your device connected on Wi-Fi. Make sure you're connected on your network there. Go into your settings, across to system, and then down to firmware. Now, under here, there are actually two options at the top. You've got update firmware and app update. It's important that you update the app before updating the radio's firmware to the latest version. The app seems to dictate what firmware version you can use. So you start with the app update, which is actually the second tab along the top, and then shift over to the firmware update. Now, I've already updated this radio at this point. However, if your radio has the app update, it should show the update button there. Even if it doesn't, you can click on the link here to the Radiomaster GitHub page. This will then open it up on your radio's browser. I recommend you do this in the Chrome browser and make sure you have updated Chrome as well. I had some issues doing this on the original version of Chrome that was installed. I ended up having to update Chrome first of all via the Play Store, and then we can click on the releases, and if we scroll down, you're looking for the one that says latest. So if you go down here, you can see this one is labeled as latest, which is version 2026-05-18. And then at the bottom of this, if you scroll down, it gives you the assets for that update, and you can see the Radiomaster APK is there. So you can click on that and give it permission to access your storage if it's the first time, and then you can download the file, and then you can proceed to install it. Once that's downloaded, we can then go down into our file manager, internal storage, downloads. You can see the APK file. We're going to click on that. It's going to ask, do we want to allow us to install that app? And we're going to say yes to allow us to install from unknown sources. That will then pop up, and then we can click install, and then we're ready to go. Now that has installed and I've rebooted, it's now come up with this warning. It's telling us the firmware version doesn't match. So what we now need to do is go into our settings, into our system and firmware, and it's now going to give me the ability to install the latest version of firmware. So we did the app first, and then it's going to do the firmware. So you can see there, update. So we're going to click update on that. It's going to download version 01.21.5000. That has now been installed. So what I'm then going to do is reboot the radio again, and we should be ready to go. Now, to show you how this has improved, I'm going to do the same set of tests that I did earlier on the power on behavior with the RC control. I'm going to demonstrate how long it takes for the RC control to kick in, showing you it in exactly the same situation. So we're going to power on the radio. Let that kick in, click start, and then we will wait and see how long it took. Oh, wow. Just look. Already the RC is kicked in, even before the operating system has booted. So you can now see the big difference in that behavior compared to what we had before. It's still taking roughly the same amount of time for the Radiomaster app to kick in, but that RC signal kicked in much earlier because it is no longer waiting for that app. It's booting up on the default settings that were last used. If I press and hold to shut that down again, I'll show you that a second time just to demonstrate how fast that was. There we go. So we're going to go. Not sure if I did it fast enough. There we go. Boom. 5 seconds. That is dramatically better than what we had before. And what it now proves is the RC system is working completely independent of the radio system, the operating system on the radio, the Android OS. That doesn't mean there aren't links. So for instance, as I've said, the power system on the radio is still linked. If I now demonstrate that on a power reboot, so a restart rather than a just a complete start from scratch. So I'll just wait for the Radiomaster logo to kick in. There we go. We'll start the timer again. Boom. There we go. 5 seconds. The ExpressLRS system is kicked back in. So that is much better. Input via the flight controller and an ExpressLRS receiver. So what we're going to do is power on the radio, and as soon as we see the logo, I will start the timer. There we go. I'm going to pull that stick down to the corner. You've heard the beeps, and there you go. 5 seconds. The RC system has already kicked in. That is working absolutely fine, even before the Android OS has started. So that is a really big improvement. Alongside those changes you've seen there, we also have a new dark mode available for the UI in the app. Now, this is so much better for me personally. I really like this. This is selectable from the settings. You go down into the system under user language color, and you have light and dark mode here. So if I go into light mode, it goes back to that completely white mode. And then we can select dark mode, and it goes into this really nice grey overview on the main page with colors. This is just so much better, especially when it comes to being able to film on the handset. You can actually see the display there now. If I compared that to the white that you had earlier, the white just completely whites out on camera. If I go back to the, yeah, you guys, it's just night and day difference. It really is. So dark mode is also there as well if you want it. So as you've seen, definitely improved over the original firmware. Not everything is perfect in the sense of, I would personally have liked to have seen a complete separation between the power for the Android tablet and the power for the RC system. That would mean if the system rebooted randomly, if the Android tablet rebooted, it wouldn't drag the RC signal down with it. However, even if that does happen now, we have this improved firmware, which would mean, yes, you would have a potential fail-safe situation, but it would be for just 5 seconds. As soon as the power rebooted, the radio would kick back in, and that is all assuming a reboot from the Android system happening randomly is even something that's going to happen. As I have said in the original video, the RC system is independent of the Android system. The RC system does not run on Android. It runs on an AT32. The ExpressLRS system is still running on an ESP32. None of that has changed. It's just that there were links between it from a profile perspective that were needed to allow the RC system to kick in. Very basics are, before the RC system was waiting for the profile that you had saved in the Radiomaster app to be uploaded, whereas now it stores its own profile based on what you used last, and then will get an update from that profile if you change it. But that now means that it doesn't have to wait for the Android app, the Radiomaster AX app, to kick in before it works. And in theory, once you've done this for the first time, you could even delete the Radiomaster AX app. Not that you would want to, but you could delete it and you would still have RC control even after a reboot. So it's really good to see those improvements there. Not 100% perfect, but definitely better. And genuinely, I don't think this is anything anyone needs to worry about. The chances of an Android crash in itself is still incredibly remote. There were people when this was first released sort of, oh, but what if that happens? The chances are still very, very low. There are other radios out there that run Android for everything. This doesn't. There is still good separation there. And from my personal perspective, I think this little bit of weird behavior we found has been resolved, and I'm more than happy with what Radiomaster have now done. Now, as I said earlier in the video, if you are interested in seeing my review, there will be a link to it down below. If you'd like to support us to allow us to keep making content like this, there will be links down below to Radiomaster, but there will also be links to my Patreon as well as Buy Me a Coffee. The Radiomaster link is an affiliate link. Obviously, Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee are where you can donate and support the channel if you want to. Genuinely, we would not be able to make content on the channel without the support of the patrons. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who does support the channel. We just wouldn't be able to do this without your support. And if you'd like to support us, please do check it out. Finally, I just want to say, let me know what you think in the comment section. Any questions, anything I haven't answered, put it down below and I will try and answer them as well. So that's it from me. Look after yourself, stay safe, and I will speak to you soon.